And now, broadcasting live from Roanoke College, it's Front Burner.
We will have no choice but to totally destroy North Korea. Rocket Man is on a suicide mission.
What the f***?
The Roanoke Valley braces for another snowstorm.
Terror strikes again.
I'm Claudia Jacobs.
I'm Jillian Thompson.
I'm Elijah Wilhelm, and you're on
The Front Burner.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to The Front Burner. I'm your host, Elijah Wilhelm, and I am joined by Jillian Thompson, and Claudia will be joining us shortly. So we had kind of a funny intro today because, well, I had to use the Rocket Man line, but that may be the only funny part of today's show because the news right now is just sad. I mean, natural disasters are not slowing down. In just the past month, we have had hurricanes Harvey, Irma, Jose, and now Maria that has caused hundreds of deaths, both in the U.S. and around the world. And we now have this major earthquake in Mexico City that has killed at least 273 people already. And I think for most of the events, you know, we feel bad for those affected, but then we kind of just move along with our day because it doesn't really have a personal connection to us. You know, we feel bad, but at the end of the day, life has to move on. But it's not like that for everybody. And our special guest today, this is not the case at all. John Ovchina, host of WRKE's Island Vibe, is here in the studio today joining us for this topic. So John is from the Virgin Islands, which were hit so hard by Irma, and his family is actually still living there. So John, you are some 1,600 miles from home right now as your family in your hometown is trying to survive. How are you doing? How are you handling this?
Well, at first it was kind of hard. I mean, the first night Irma hit, I heard there was landslides near my house, and so I didn't get much sleep that night. And I was kind of just going through the regular day on like a zombie-esque sort of lifestyle. I mean, I would still have like the social interactions with my friends, but it wasn't really like genuine. I was kind of like faking emotion, just going through the day, hoping to hear word from my parents as much as I could.
And have you heard from them since?
I've had a few calls. They only have one spot on island that has cell service, and there's about 300 people trying to get calls out at the same time on the third floor of an old industrial building. So,
wow. One spot on the entire island that they can talk from.
Yeah, and when they're there, it's like they sound like they're underwater, and it's like you can hear the people on the surrounding them having the same conversations that are just, it's really hard to communicate right now to the islands.
But you have talked to them, and they are okay.
They are okay. They're really shaken up, especially since Maria hit, and but they're trying to move forward.
How's your house?
We actually were some of the lucky ones. Most of the houses in my neighborhood were either destroyed or fairly badly damaged. Our house survived a few broken windows and a few broken doors, but we have like 10 of our neighbors living in our house now.
Wow. I was about to ask you about that. Are like the neighbors like joining in with you guys?
The neighbor, we have, I believe, 4 different families staying at our house right now, and everyone's helping out. I mean, the St. John community is really special, and that everyone just comes together in times of crisis. Everyone's supportive of one another. I mean, my dad's out there with his truck, like helping pick up debris at other people's houses, trying to like get people back in their homes or what's left of their homes.
Wow. What's it like to hear your hometown or your home area in the news, you know, the national news, this tragedy is happening here? What's that like to be here and not be able to be there?
It's kind of surreal. I mean, I look back and I look at it and it's, yeah, I wish I could be there. The first night Irma hit, I was like, I wish I was there. Because you're sitting here and you're trying to pretend like everything's okay. You're trying to pretend like life is just going to go on. But this is the place you grew up, the place you ran down the road with your friends as kids. This is the place where you spent your days like sitting on the park bench. And you see these photos and it's like you wish you were there so you could help rebuild your home.
I bet that's hard. But you are doing a little bit from here. What are you doing?
A few fellow St. Johnian and a couple of the Virgin Islanders and I have set up a booth here in the Colquitt Center to donate supplies. And people have like seen the like flyers and they've kind of like laughed a bit because we're asking for like deodorant and like sanitation supplies and like clean clothes. But it's so true because there's no way to get these supplies to the island besides through aid and like federal airlifts because the 2 barges that run to the island were both destroyed during Maria, and the ferries were destroyed during Irma. So we're trying to raise supplies as well as raising money through selling T-shirts on Custom Ink. And also we have set up down in the cavern on Fridays and Saturdays, you can use your meal swipes to donate money to Hurricane Irma relief down in the Virgin Islands.
This is Fridays and Saturdays.
Fridays
that
and
you can do
Saturdays,
that.
and we're trying for Sundays.
So what does that mean to the people who have nothing right now? You know, something as simple as deodorant. What does that mean for them? I mean, obviously you're not there, but I'm sure you have contact with people who are. How bad is that stuff needed?
It's really needed. I was talking to my folks, and they were saying that there's a 2-hour line to get ice, and that there's a 2-hour line to get like clean soap, and that St. John only has a population of 4,000 people, and 1,600 have already left the island. So, and yet there's still these massive lines at these distribution centers because there's only 2 distribution centers on the island. And so, but I was talking to some friends that are still on island, and they say when they get the supplies, it reminds them that someone out there cares. It reminds them that there's people in the world that are still worried about the Virgin Islands, because we are so small that we sometimes feel like we're minuscule and that we don't really matter on the grand scheme of things. But to them, it's showing them that we care.
And what have you heard from the ground about the rebuilding process, about how long it's going to take, about how it's progressing, about, you know, obviously it's going to take a while to get things back to the way they were, but how long is it going to take to get people to like living conditions, you know?
Governor Mapp of the Virgin Islands was very, he's given a few different answers. First answer is St. Thomas is supposed to get power in 1 to 1.5 months. It's going to
Wow.
take 2 to 3 months for
Lord.
St. John to get power, because St. John gets its power from underwater sea cables from St. Thomas.
Okay.
So the rebuilding process is actually already starting. My dad is he's bought 2 construction generators, and he's trying to start up like a small little company to rebuild homes at cost, basically.
Wow.
So the community is rallying. I mean, before the Marines showed up, the roads were already clear because St. Johnians just went out and they cleared them with their trucks and with their shovels. And I feel like this community is one that's gonna rebuild, and it's gonna take some time, but I feel like it will be done the right way with the community's help, and it's gonna take months for it to be even livable. I mean, some of the damage, I've had friends that have lost their entire houses, that have lost half their house. A lot of them have moved to the States, but I feel like the island will come back eventually.
Well, I'm glad that your family's okay and that all of your stuff is generally okay. You know, I think, as you said, compared to some houses, a couple of windows and a couple of doors is certainly doable. Tell us one more time how people can help that are listening right now.
You can donate online. There's a few organizations out there. You can come into Colquitt and donate either supplies or buy a T-shirt that goes directly to Hurricane Irma relief. Or at the end of the week on Friday and Saturday, you can use your meal swipes down in the cavern to donate money to Hurricane Irma relief.
Well, thank you, John, for stopping by. Again, glad everyone that you know is okay. And I'm sure that rebuilding process will take a while, but as you said, it will get there. And it sounds like your community is really strong and it will be rallying behind itself. So thank you for being here. We'll be right back. You're listening to Front Burner on WRKE 100.3.
Welcome back to Front Burner. We're going to change from rather regional tragedies to what could become an international tragedy as the tensions in North Korea continue to rise. After Trump openly threatens Kim Jong-un at the UN General Assembly, North Korea could test a hydrogen bomb, which is a very powerful nuclear weapon over the Pacific Ocean. In a rare direct statement directed straight to camera, Kim said that Trump would, quote, pay dearly for the threats, and that North Korea will, quote, consider with seriousness exercising of a corresponding highest level of hard-line countermeasure in history. North Korea's foreign ministry said that it was up to the UN to decide what to do, but that North Korea might conduct the biggest ever hydrogen bomb test in the Pacific.
Okay. So it's up to Kim Jong-un what to decide what to do, whether or not he wants to test. You saw UN, you thought it meant United Nations. No, Kim Jong-un.
My bad.
It was up to them to decide what to do, but that North Korea might conduct the, quote, biggest ever hydrogen bomb test in the Pacific. So we keep talking about North Korea, but more things keep happening with it. Like, I want to...
The president keeps responding to him, and he's not helping anything. He's just fueling the fire.
But I mean, he's not saying anything that Kim Jong Un isn't already saying himself. Like Kim Jong Un is certifiably crazy, and he called Donald Trump mentally insane.
He did.
Well, he is kind of
And
mentally
said he was
insane. You
going
have
to
think about
tame
it.
him.
Yes. Okay,
line.
but which is quite an interesting way of saying that. Okay, but I guess then my question for you, Jillian, if you want to start off this conversation
Okay.
with bashing Trump,
Yes, I do. I would love to.
well, you already did, is what I meant. What should he do? What is the right course of action? You know, sitting back clearly didn't work. That's what Obama tried for 8 years, and you see where we are now. So
Yeah,
what is
but-
the right course of action?
I don't think that Trump should be poking like a sleeping bear.
Okay, I got
no,
it.
I do agree. He is
he-
provoking to a certain extent.
He is definitely provoking like Kim Jong to like do something. It's like a media. It's cyberbullying basically at this point. Like somebody's threatening to do something, so Un is threatening to do something. Trump responds, "Oh, I bet you're not going to do that," or something along the lines of that. It's like middle school banter.
Right,
Like grow
but
up. You guys are adults.
So you said twice now what he's doing wrong. What should he do?
I think he should start taking this a little bit more seriously than he is. First off, he should stop replying to him via Twitter. That's absolutely ridiculous. And he should start sitting down with other like elected officials, like
Well, the
especially
comment-
the UN.
the comments that
Especially
he-
the UN.
in a UN speech.
Yeah, we're in a UN
Yeah.
speech in front of everyone, including North Korea. Did you see the North Korean diplomats as he said some of that?
Yes.
Yes.
CNN kept putting them on the camera, and I was at Burger King, so I was watching CNN. I wouldn't have watched CNN if it was on my own accord, but they kept
Yeah.
showing them, and they were not happy campers.
Yeah,
But,
no,
I mean,
I think he should have been regulated before he even said something. Like if that happened, they should have immediately told him that he can't talk anymore and cut him off.
I mean,
But to what extent is this just Kim Jong Un trying to get Trump to play his game?
right, exactly.
He is.
To
He
what
is.
extent is he baiting him? And Trump is playing into his hand. But at the same time, everyone thought Trump was going to get into office and be quick to press the nuclear fire button, and he has yet to do that. He's reserved himself very well in like not going to war.
Yeah, and I'll congratulate
I mean,
him
I'm
on
saying
that.
like,
No,
I'm saying like a lot of people were scared that he was going to get into office and like immediately just bomb someone and go into war. You know?
Right, I know, I agree with you.
No, I think he is. I think I congratulate him on not bombing people yet. But I feel like at this point, it's going to come down to this because now Kim Jong is testing hydrogen bombs and everything. We already know that,
But is he?
or is going to.
And this is not. I'm not questioning you, but is he really? Does he
I feel
really
like- I
have
feel
one
like
to
he-
test?
I feel like he really honestly does have one because we didn't think that he could make missiles and everything for a while, and then all of a sudden he's producing missiles. I feel
Well,
like
we thought it would take a
possible.
while, but it's been a while.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
this
think
has
about
been this has been
That's-
happening since Clinton Bill Clinton came up
Yeah.
with the pact that went to crap in like a few months.
Yeah, but it still happened. Case in point. Somehow, some way, it happened.
Right.
And
Oh,
somehow,
I
some
agree
way,
with
the
that case,
hydrogen bomb
which
is
is
gonna
why,
happen, and that's
which is
why-
why Trump doesn't like the Iran nuclear deal because he thinks this is going to be a redo of North Korea all over again, and I have to agree with him because right. So do you support the Iran nuclear deal then if you think that the Korean one went so bad?
Refresh the Iran nuclear deal for me, please.
Basically the same thing that they agreed that Obama, while he was still in office, said, okay, we'll remove these sanctions as long as you promise not to do missiles, pretty please. And they said, sure, give us all your money. We won't do missiles. Wink,
And then
wink.
they did missiles.
Well, we don't know yet. But Trump is saying that's a stupid idea. We need to put those sanctions back on. And I agree with him. Because
No, definitely there does need to be sanctions like put on. But at the same time, I feel like you can only poke and prod at someone and bully someone to a certain extent before they lash out.
so then again, what does Trump do? Does he sit back and just take it?
No,
What-
I don't think
mean,
he should sit back and take it, but I also don't think that he should be reacting the way that he is reacting, like on such a global scale.
So how do you react? Kim Jong. So Jillian, you are Donald Trump. Okay.
Okay.
I am Kim Jong Un. I am going to, do harm to America. What's your response?
How are you going to do harm? Why are you going to do harm? And how much harm are you going to cause?
Okay.
Well, I'm asking like the straight up questions like first off.
Okay.
But
As to
those are
what-
the obvious answers to questions, like answered
Yeah, but he'll at
whenever
least
we
answer.
drop bombs on Japan.
Right.
Okay. Well, then my follow up statement would be, is there something that we could work out on
We've
a
been
peaceful
trying
scale?
that, though.
And if he says, no, I don't want to work out with you, okay, that's your opinion. I'm going to go now take my advices and everything on my side with the other UN council and council members, and I'm going to come up with a plan. And if you're not happy about the plan, that's on you. I tried to work something out. You don't want to work with me. That's fine.
A plan for what?
A plan to get him out of, first off, try to get him out of power, invade North Korea, see if there's something that we can do to basically stop him at all costs.
So you want to do more than Trump does. Trump's just gonna sit back, and if he blows something up, then he's gonna blow back at him. You want to invade North Korea? That's pretty serious.
I mean, I'm not invading to kill people. I mean, I'm invading to take him out of power, to show the North Koreans that there is something else out there than obeying somebody that will not do anything for you.
Well, that is Kim Jong-un's biggest fear, is being taken out of power, and that is the whole point of his nuclear program, is to keep himself in power. When we come back, a major pharmacy company is limiting its opioid prescriptions because of Trump's announcement. You're listening to Front Burner on WRKE 100.3.
She packed my bags last night, pre-flight.
Welcome back. A top American pharmacy, CVS, has announced its plans to limit opioid prescription to 7 days for certain acute conditions in an effort to curb addiction to the pain medications amid the national epidemic. CVS says it will also limit the dosage of opioids based on their strength and would require the use of immediate release formulations before extended release formulations intended more for severe chronic pain. The change will go into effect on February 1st, CVS said, and will affect all commercial health plan, employer, and Medicaid clients. Between 1999 and 2014, prescription opioid sales and deaths from opioids have nearly quadrupled, even though the amount of pain reported by Americans has gone unchanged. The CVS announcement comes after President Trump announced plans to declare the opioid epidemic a national emergency on August 10th. But will this help?
I think it will, honestly, because I mean, I think it would help in some parts, but I also think we're going to see a lot more deaths because of withdrawals and addiction to this. Because think about it, it's tripled, it's quadrupled, but the pain is the same. It stayed the same. They're obviously becoming addicted to these medications. We're going to see, at least I think that we'll see maybe a lot more crime rates go up with CVS, especially. People start to withdraw their prescriptions from CVS, go to a different place, either go to Mexico to get their prescriptions, something illegal. There's definitely going to be a gigantic, huge backlash for this.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is definitely a national issue.
It's been a national issue for a while.
Right, and I mean, it's to the point that, it's an issue that basically every senator and congressman in some way runs on, is addressing this problem in their state. And it's something that Trump ran pretty hard on in his campaign. And he even said that he won New Hampshire because they are a, he called them a drug den or something like that.
I think it was a drug pen, something like that. Yeah.
So, I mean, in a way, how do you think the Trump supporters are looking at this?
Probably as a win.
Yeah, I mean, I agree.
Look at it as a win, and
He's
I'm not
fulfilling
a
his
Trump supporter.
campaign promise in this way. I mean, CVS is helping out, of course.
CVS is helping out, but I think it's under his pressure.
Right.
But here's the thing. I think to those that are already addicted, this is going to mean absolutely nothing. You know, you don't get prescriptions for opioids for extended amount of time.
Exactly.
You get them illegally once you get hooked on it.
Exactly.
Here's
but
where I
the
think this will help, is getting people, new people who are coming in and getting addicted. I think that number will go down because they are making it harder to get addicted to it in the first place. So for those who are already addicted, I think this does absolutely nothing. But for those who are possibly to become addicted, I think that's going to lower that percentage of people that actually do become addicted because of these restrictions. But for those who are already addicted, this isn't going to change anything because they're going to still have their ways of getting it. I don't think that's going to change at all.
Yeah. I think it will affect those who are already. If I can talk English, that would be amazing. I think it is going to affect those who are addicted already, because think about it. The dealers that are getting these drugs, yes, they're getting them illegal, but from their suppliers, they have to get them from somebody else who is getting them from multiple prescriptions from multiple places. If CVS is limiting those, it's limiting the amount of pills that a person can distribute. It's limiting the amount of money that a person can distribute. I predict there's going to be higher crime rates in areas where there are high number of addicts, like really high numbers of addicts. I feel like the crime is going to go up. We're going to see a lot more crime, a lot more death from this. Yes, I think it's going to help those who are just now getting hooked on it, like get off of it, but I definitely think that the rehabilitation centers and everything are going to be a lot bigger. We're going to have a lot more people, or a lot more paramedics injecting people with Narcan and everything to counteract like these effects, because when you overdose, like if you haven't gone with a drug for like a really long time, even taking a small amount of that drug, you're going to overdose on it if you're not careful, because they've built up their tolerance and now they're trying to lower their tolerance again. They're still going to think that they have that same tolerance, that same need, that same desire because of the chemical imbalance in their brain. They're going to think that they need that much of the drug still, and in return we're going to see a big number of deaths, and like just it's going to be awful. I think yes, like what he's doing is good. I am all on board with this plan, but I think CVS is doing the right thing as well, but it's just we need to be watching this epidemic way more closely than we already are.
All right, well, we will leave it there. When we come back, we're going to have a little bit more fun. We'll play a game, kind of lighten things up a little bit. You're listening to Front Burner on WRKE 100.3.
Ladies and gentlemen,
It's game time.
Bring 'em out, bring 'em out. Bring 'em out, bring 'em out.
Well, welcome back to Front Burner, and it is game time. So today's game is called 5-Second Rule. Here's how this is going to work. I'm going to give our two players here a category, and they have 5 seconds to name as many things that they can that fit under that category. So once I finish reading the category, you will hear this lovely little sound. This is very dramatic. You have to finish the word
That's a long 5 seconds.
before that buzzer goes. I promise it will not be long when you're trying to think of things. You must get the entire phrase out before that buzzer begins. Does everyone understand the rules?
Yes, sir.
All right. So Jillian, you are like the Cleveland Browns. You are 0-2 here with our games. So I'm going to let you pick if you want to be player 1 or player 2, because you'll be getting different questions.
Player 2.
And I know sometimes people are like, oh, they're harder for
Player
one person.
2.
So you're picking your player 2.
I'm player 2.
Which means Claudia is player 1. Claudia, are you ready for our first category?
Bring it.
Name as many ways to forget a bad day.
Chocolate, Netflix, sleep. Popcorn, burgers.
Okay. You got 4. Netflix, popcorn, sleep, and chocolate.
Popcorn, like what?
Popcorn
That's-
is delicious.
Why did that even come out of my?
It's
out of
not
my
really a
mouth?
great way to forget
It's not.
a bad
I
day.
don't eat popcorn.
Going
or
out
But
on a
I'll-
chocolate.
date would be a good one.
But I'll give you
Wow,
the
yeah,
point.
I just kind of described a date.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
kind of did.
basically.
With
Maybe
yourself though.
Maybe date.
Of course,
Like,
as they all
pampering.
are.
Okay.
Eating ice cream in
Shopping.
bed alone, you know,
Yeah.
it's fine.
I love ice cream.
All right, Jillian,
Yes.
name as many as you can. Places to hide money.
Purse, wallet, couch, car, pillow.
All right, I'm gonna give you 3. I'm gonna give you 1 point for purse and wallet, because that's not hiding money. That's where money goes.
That
But
is
I'll-
hiding.
But I'll give you 1 point. I'll give you 1 point for the 2. I mean,
That is hiding.
Claudia, what
money.
are your
I
thoughts?
mean, I agree.
With me or her?
With you.
Yeah.
That is
That's
hiding.
not hiding in plain sight, if that's what we're going
Yeah,
for.
hiding in plain sight.
That's not what we're going for
Hey,
here.
it
All right,
is still hiding. It fits the category.
I'm giving you 1 point. You don't deserve any, but I'm giving you 1 to be nice.
I got all 5 in the buzzer time.
No, you get 3 total. You get 3 total. You had 4. You said 4 things.
I said 5
You
things.
said 4 things. I'm combining one of them for 3 points total, because you should only have 2 points, but I'm giving you 3. Okay.
Okay.
All right, Claudia,
Wait,
you
why
are
do I
up
have
next.
Why do I have 3 points?
I don't like this game.
This is a fun game.
All right, Claudia, name as many as you can. Reasons to get a divorce.
I don't believe in divorce.
Well, I guess you could have played reasons why some people would get a divorce.
Yeah.
Okay, wow, that
You
was...
can give me 0 on that.
Okay, yeah. No, I am. No, trust me, I am. Wow. Okay, that was... Okay, I've never experienced that before. Okay, Jillian, we're going to move on. Name as many things you don't want to hear your doctor say.
Something's wrong. Uh-oh, we made a mistake. You need to come in and talk with me. You have a short amount of life.
You
guys.
didn't get that one out
I know.
completely, so you got 3 points.
Those were good though.
Those
man.
were good. I was
Uh-oh, we made a
expecting...
mistake.
I was
Uh-oh.
expecting like it's a boy or something like that.
Or just like you're pregnant.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations. That's never what you want to
Who's
hear.
the father?
I don't know. Okay, Claudia. Name as
Elijah,
many
you're
as you can rude questions.
Are you pregnant? When's your baby due?
Okay,
This
okay.
game is
How
hard.
much do you weigh?
How much do you
Yeah,
weigh?
how
That
much
would have
do
been a
you
good
weigh?
one.
Are you seriously eating that entire bag of
5
popcorn?
seconds is not enough.
5 seconds is enough. You're just not very good at this
Oh
game.
my god.
You just gotta
But
make
yet,
the
we're still
question
tied
short.
up 6-6. But Claudia,
Are you married yet?
Yeah. Why don't you have a
When
boy?
are you married?
Why don't you have
When
a
are you giving me
boyfriend?
children?
All right, Jillian. Name as many stores you'd like to steal from.
J. Crew, Tommy Bahama, Hot Topic, Claire's, Pink.
Didn't get out Pink, but you got 4 points, and I hope the securities of those stores were listening. And
No,
are on
I
the
don't
lookout for
believe
Jillian.
in stealing. Let me just put that out there. I have never, ever, I can swear on a Bible, I can swear on multiple Bibles and my grandmother. I have never stolen anything in my life because I do not believe in stealing.
She is never, Claudia. Did you get that?
I've
did you
never,
pick up
ever in
on?
my life.
Did you pick up on the never?
I
No,
did.
my parents
Okay.
are listening right now. I just want to make sure that they know that I've never stolen anything.
All right, the score is Claudia 6, Jillian 10. So Claudia, you're a little behind.
Oh, jeez.
You may get your first L today, but we're not done yet. We're only about halfway done. So Claudia, name as many places to sneak a nap.
Desk, closet, underneath your bed.
Why would you
radio
go
station couch.
underneath your bed
You said
for?
sneak a nap. I thought we were talking about hiding and sleeping.
I mean,
The radio station couch.
that's what
that
I
was
would
me
have said
earlier.
personally. That's what I do all the time. But you still got 3 points. It wasn't great, but it wasn't good either. So you got 3 points. The score is now 9-10. Jillian, your turn. Name as many things that you shouldn't buy on discount.
Clothes, food, makeup, perfume, sandals.
Why shouldn't you buy clothes on discount?
Because they might
don't-
be cheaply made. Yeah.
Well, no. I was thinking like clothes that like maybe somebody got murdered in.
Why
What?
would those be
That's-
for
I don't-
sale?
Why are you thinking that?
I don't know. That was like the first thing that popped into my head. And then I don't trust sandals on discounts because I don't know who's put their feet in them before me.
Wait, are we talking about discount or resale items?
Yeah.
It says discount.
Okay.
Discount, yeah, no, I would never buy sandals.
Discount's like the clearance
Yeah,
section.
clothes
Yeah.
I wouldn't buy on some clothes I would buy on discount, but there are other type of clothes that I would not buy on discount. Why? Because probably everybody has the same things, or if like they're almost all sold out, that's why they're put on discount, or because they've been sitting there and they're like last season. I would
Oh,
not do that.
Okay.
I'm picky.
I was thinking more rubber. All right, Claudia, you are up next. Name as many as you can celebrities who shouldn't be celebrities.
Elijah, I wasn't ready.
They're Kardashian
Oh
family.
no.
Wow, you're really bad at this game.
so
I have
bad.
finally found one that you're bad at.
I'm an
Yes.
indecisive person.
You are an
Sorry
indecisive
that I think
person.
before I speak. Being put on the spot is really tough.
Yes,
I
Jillian,
speak
the
before I
Kardashians. I would have given you like 5 points for that, Claudia.
Yeah,
'cause
no, I
every
would've
single
said the Kardashian
every single
clan,
one of them,
every
you would have got like
single one of
5 points for because
Yeah.
they
Oh
all
my
suck.
gosh.
Okay, Jillian, you are up next. Name as many as you can people you never want to see naked.
My mom, my dad, my grandma, my uncle, and my granddad,
Okay,
and my sister.
okay, that was impressive. That was 6 points, and you didn't even use the whole 5 seconds. That was impressive. The score
I
is
just
now.
know who I don't want to see like that.
The
Anybody
score-
I'm related to.
I mean, it's a pretty easy question, but still, the fact that you were able to ramble off like that so fast. It was pretty impressive. I mean, Claudia clearly can't do it. Echoed by the fact that the score is Claudia 9, Jillian 20. But we're gonna keep playing here, I guess. We got
I love this game.
2 rounds left. All right, Claudia, name as many as you can. Words not to say on an airplane.
Oh gosh. We're going down.
Wait, does oh gosh count as 2?
No.
Yeah, I think it would count.
Counts as 1. It doesn't count as 2.
We're going down. That's 5 right there in total.
Words or phrases?
gosh.
Yeah,
like-
phrases,
Okay.
phrases. But I mean, also you could
I
have
think she
done.
should get 5
You
points.
could have done words too. You know, bomb, things like
Yeah,
that.
no, I was thinking bomb, terrorist. Oh my god!
Yeah, things
it's
like that.
alive! I'm tired of these snakes.
What?
Snakes
Have
on a plane?
Have
Oh.
you never? What? are
I've
you
never,
serious?
I've never seen that. Okay. Anyhow,
I'm so unimpressed right now with you.
I don't care. The score is Claudia 11, Jillian 20.
Can we stop reading the score out loud?
No, it's really fun. Also, you can't see it. It's written in front of me, so you need to be reminded of what it is. All right, Jillian.
Yeah.
This is a good question for you.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. Name as many as you can. Things you don't want your boss to tell you.
You're fired. We need to make cuts. You did not get the promotion.
Okay, got 3 points there.
Yeah, I got 3.
She's
Do you know
really
why
good
that
at
was a good
this.
question for you?
Cause you're my boss.
Yeah, exactly. I thought that was kind of funny. All right, the score going into the final round is Claudia 11, Jillian 23. So Claudia, all you have to do is get 12 here, and you're tied. So good luck.
Oh my god.
Name as many as you can laws that are easily broken.
Gun laws. Drug laws.
Wow, that was
Road
so
rules.
bad. Yeah, speeding, red lights, stop signs. That was really bad. You're really bad at this game. I just want you to know that.
Dang, Elijah, don't be so mean.
All right, well, Jillian, you're winning by 10, but we're going to give you the last question anyway.
Yes.
Not that it really matters, but
I still want to answer the question.
but this one's actually really relevant to you too.
Why is it? Don't make it.
Name as many places you shouldn't get a tattoo.
Hip, stomach, face, thigh, butt.
That's it? You're done? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter because you won anyway, but we were just talking about, you were talking about getting a tattoo possibly. Wait. No, that wasn't you. Who was I talking to?
We were talking to John.
Oh, John, yeah. Well, I was relevant to John then. I'm sorry. It's been a really long week, guys. All right, so the final score is Jillian 27, Claudia 13, which means congratulations, Jillian. You are the winner.
It's about time.
Claudia, your first L. How do you feel right now?
I don't know.
Do you feel defeated?
A little bit. but
Because
I
you
mean,
were defeated.
You have to take the losses to make the wins that much better, you know?
I don't think that's actually a thing. I think that's just what kind of what losers say to make themselves feel better.
I have
All I
loser
know is that whenever I
mentality, you
take
know,
the
at this
dub,
point.
I'd take it big.
Well, that was the only win, so don't get too cocky. All right, we'll be right back. You're listening to Front Burner on WRKE 100.3.
We now go to. Okay, what the?
It is time for today's WGF news story. So, Colorado Springs cops are hunting down a woman who has been dubbed the Mad Pooper. She has been caught defecating in front of houses for weeks. So Kathy Buddy said the woman has been relieving herself in front of their home for at least 7 weeks now. Her children even caught the Mad Pooper squatting with her pants down in front of the house. Buddy said that her kids came to her and they were like, "There's a lady taking a poop." So she goes outside and she asks the woman, "Are you serious? Are you really taking a poop right here in front of my kids?" And the woman's response is, "Yeah, sorry." What a great response.
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry. So Buddy said the incident happens at least once a week, and the woman changes up her time every time because she knows the family's gonna be watching. So Buddy put up a sign in her yard that's like, "Please, I'm begging you, please stop." Buddy said that she ran past the sign like 15 times and still pooped in the yard.
if she sees her like running, I would go out and run after her.
I don't even know what questions to ask.
I have plenty.
Are you
I have
taking
plenty.
like a laxative before you run or something?
I have plenty questions.
Or does running just make you? Like,
Oh, she's a runner?
yeah. The lady is a runner.
So
Oh, I mean,
She's literally
okay.
running.
Okay, my mom
Top
and
of
all of
the
her
squat
friends
and then
run.
running.
So this is like a very normal thing. Not in someone's front yard, but
my mom runs too. She don't do that.
they go
Not-
into the woods.
No, she don't do that either.
Oh, really?
No, no.
My family doesn't do that. Like they'll run, but no. If I mean, my brother's done it one time where he's like peed outside, but he didn't like up a squat. Like that's nasty.
So I guess
I could just.
Well,
I could
my
never
mom has
picture
been
somebody
running in a
doing that.
race before, and a lady has stopped in the middle of the road and just like relieved herself in the middle
Oh.
of
What?
Yeah.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
That's so gross.
It is gross. I mean,
That's disgusting.
So what would you do in this situation? Like if you're just chilling, or even worse, if you have kids and your kids come and say to you, "I see this woman taking a crap in our front yard," what do you do?
I would immediately call the cops and have
I'd
the
invite
cops.
her into my house and say, "Use my bathroom, not my front lawn. You're not a dog."
No, she apparently like I read this story the other day too. She's like wrapping it in like toilet paper or something, or like no paper towels. She carries paper towels with her and wraps it up like when she's done, or like puts it like over it.
Also,
like,
what do you?
I would call the cops and have the cops just sit out like and surveillance her.
Also, what do
They're
you do
looking for
when
her
you
now.
when you ask her about it and she's like,
Yeah,
"Yeah, sorry." Like, what is your
How do you
response
respond?
to
I was
"Yeah,
like, are you
sorry"?
serious?
That's
My response would be come out there with a flip flop and like beat her with it.
that's a little aggressive.
She's taking a poop on my front lawn. I'm gonna be aggressive about it.
But with a flip flop?
Yeah.
Why? Why a flip flop?
Have you ever been hit with a flip flop?
Yes.
They hurt.
No, not really.
If you hit them hard enough,
Okay. I'm glad you're gonna hit her hard enough. Claudia, what do you do?
knock her out.
What?
If you ask her, "Are you really taking a poop right here in front of my kids?" and she replies, "Yeah, sorry," what is your response to that?
I mean, that's funny. I'd probably laugh.
So you,
And I'd just be like, touche. Walk inside.
so you're taking this a whole lot better than definitely than Jillian would be, and probably than I would be
serious.
either.
I mean, it happens.
Every day for 7 weeks?
Right.
It
On a
happens.
weekly basis, though.
Every day for 7 weeks. That's not. Oh, it happens when you run like once a week. That's I'm gonna do this because I know I can get away with it.
Honestly, she can do whatever she wants in my yard. She's running. More power to her.
Wow, you
I
have
pick
such a
up
different
mine.
outlook than I do.
I'd put on my shoes and run after.
It makes for a good story.
See,
I'd laugh about it.
See, this is Virginia. We get our shotguns.
Yeah.
You'll be right back on Front Burner on WRKE 100.3. Well, welcome back to Front Burner, and it is time for local news and events. And I do apologize for the band that you can hear in the background, probably all episode long. It's just been like an every week thing now, but hopefully that will end soon when this weather finally stops being summer. Anyhow, in local news, the Roanoke Police Department are asking for your help in finding 2 suspects accused of using a cloned credit card to withdraw cash from an ATM. Surveillance photos captured the 2 suspects walking into a CVS at the 2000 block of Colonial Avenue Southwest last Sunday around 11 p.m. Police say the victim still has the card in their possession and has since canceled it. Investigators believe that the 2 individuals may be linked to similar offenses in Roanoke City and the surrounding areas. If you have information on this case, you should contact police at 540-344-8500.
And on campus, it's Parents Weekend, and it's going to be a busy one. Tonight is Friday on the Quad, which is happening right now, and Build-A-Bear has just started in the Alumni Gym. We also have the musical extravaganza tomorrow in the Bass Gym at 8 p.m. And on Sunday, we have the Family Weekend Roanoke College Faculty Jazz Concert, which is in the Olin Recital Hall and starts at 4 p.m. in the afternoon.
And our athletic teams have a triple header tomorrow at Kerr Stadium as the field hockey team takes on Transylvania at noon. The women's soccer team takes on East Mennonite at 3 p.m. and the men's soccer team takes on Lynchburg at 6. The volleyball team will also take on Virginia Wesleyan tomorrow at noon in the Krager Center.
Which you should definitely go to the volleyball game over the field hockey game because I'm announcing the volleyball game. And, who doesn't want to hear that? We'll be right back. You're listening to WRKE 100.3. Geeks rejoice. It is iPhone release day for 2 of the 3 iPhones that Apple announced last week, the iPhone 8 and the iPhone 8 Plus. And Apple stores are usually faced with long lines on the morning of a new launch. And normally, I'm a part of it. I was the first person in Roanoke to get the iPhone 5S and 6. I have the bragging rights. I got there at 2 a.m. It was super fun. But neither were the case today. Although some stores had a big line, like New York City, for example, many Apple stores had very short lines out front for the iPhone 8, if they had anyone at all. Some did not have anyone show up when the doors open. The new phone touts new features like the all-new glass back that allows for wireless charging, water and dust resistance, retina displays, improved camera, processors, and battery life. So the question is, why are people not showing up? Is it lack of enthusiasm for the new product, or are people, like myself, waiting for the iPhone 10, which is set to launch in early November and has all the features of the 8 on top of an edge-to-edge display, a new face identification system, which Apple calls Face ID, that replaces the current Touch ID system? Now, the new phone sounds great, but it has no home button, and it costs $1,000. But are the people who are normally crazy enough to camp out for their new phone also crazy enough to spend $1,000 on it? I think yes. I think that is exactly why no one is there today, because anyone who's going to camp out is going to be willing to pay $1,000 for the new phone.
Right. I mean, but I just don't see what all the hype's about. Like, okay, it's made of all glass now. Okay, so congratulations. You not only can shatter your screen, but the entire phone.
You can.
Yeah.
What a novel concept.
Well, but the reason for the glass, and I'm sticking up for Apple a little bit here, is for the wireless charging.
Yeah.
Right, that's the purpose of the glass, is so that it can be charged wirelessly. So I get what you're saying, and that does scare me. But it's for the wireless charging.
I don't have enough money to buy it, so that's why I'm not getting it.
You know,
it's too expensive, and it just looks stupid.
The thing is, like the 7, for example.
The 7 Plus is, I just want the quality camera, or the camera quality, and that's it.
That's the only reason I update my iPhones.
Yeah, the 7 Plus is amazing.
The 7 offered nothing, though, compared to the 6S. It offered nothing, except for maybe a little bit better of a camera, and they removed the headphone jack. Big whoop-de-doo.
I'm still upset about that.
But yet, sales were still high, which is why I think that even though they didn't do that much to the iPhone 8, they did more than they did to the 7, and the sales are low. So that's why I think everyone's just holding off for the 10, which I think was a mistake on Apple's part to do this kind of delayed release. And I know why they did it, because they didn't have everything ready for the 10 on launch. But I think they're just taking away from their own sales. And they did the same thing with the phone that I have and love, which is the iPhone SE, which for those of you who are unfamiliar with it, it's basically like the functions of the 6S in the body of the 5, which was made as a cheap alternative. And I love it because I love the size of it. You know, I don't really love the big phones. And they kind of shot themselves in the foot with that one, because everyone was buying the cheap phone because they wanted that. Right. And I feel like they shot themselves in the foot again with this iPhone 10. But I'm really excited for it. I'm really, really, really excited for it, except for the fact that it doesn't come in gold. That makes me really sad because I have a gold Apple Watch, I have 2 gold iPads, I have a gold MacBook, and I can't have a gold iPhone, and that makes me sad.
Get a black one then. Or no, go rose gold.
They don't have, no, it's only black and silver is the only 2 colors for the X. And they also got rid of the rose gold for the 8 and 8 Plus as well.
Serious?
Yeah.
Rose gold is so pretty though.
Well, the gold is not really like the gold that it is currently. The gold's not like the other golds. It's more of a rose gold blend, which I think is kind of just ugly, personally.
I like the rose gold.
I liked both of the colors. I liked both of the colors separately, but together they don't look very good. Now I like the rose gold. I would never have the rose gold, but I could see that it was pretty.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I could see that it was pretty, but it was made more for females. But I could see the prettiness of it.
I know like 6 or 7 guys that have the rose gold iPhones.
Yeah, I mean some. I said it was made mainly for females. That doesn't mean it's only females that have them. But
I'm with you, boys. Okay, I stand by y'all.
Okay.
And you know.
I'm just not gonna be impressed with Apple until they make something like, I don't know, a charger that doesn't break in like 2 months.
Well, part of the new product line that's not out yet, it'll be coming out next year, is it's actually pretty cool, but you have to upgrade all of your stuff. So if you have the iPhone 8, 8 Plus, or X, if you have the Apple Watch Series 3, which just came out, and if you buy a special charging case for your AirPods, then you can buy a mat that you can just lay all 3 on and it charges them all at once. So there's no more charging cords. There's no cord to go out. You just lay it down.
I would lose the matter, spill something on it.
Well, I don't think you can really. I mean, you leave it at home. This is the thing. It's just for at nighttime. You know, you kind of just leave it at home.
Yeah, but what are you supposed to do during the day then?
Well, you can still use a cord, or you can also. I'm gonna just buy multiple mats because it's not the Apple ones, but they're using the same technology that's already been in use. In fact, IKEA is really like piping up right now because they already have the technology so that you can charge them embedded into their furniture, because some Android phones have used this technology before. So you can get mats pretty cheap already, and I'm just gonna have like a bunch where places I go. Like I'll have one in the studio, I'll have one upstairs in the office here at the WRKE, and I think it'll be nice, but I don't know.
Have fun with that.
So Claudia, you're not impressed with the iPhone X?
No.
You're not impressed?
And also, I'm not an only child. And
Okay.
spoiled like you are, so I can't set my sights on it.
Oh, okay.
I
okay.
have 2 siblings.
I have to be realistic.
Are you not impressed with the AirPods
okay.
either?
Also,
No, I'm
at
not
the beginning of
impressed
this
with the
summer,
AirPods.
I shattered my iPhone 6,
Uh-huh.
got an upgrade through my insurance on it. 2 days later, shattered that phone and had to pay to get a new screen put on it. So I'm not impressed with the Apple products right now.
Why is that Apple's fault?
Because they don't make durable phones. They look pretty, they do fun
They're
stuff,
not
but
meant
they're
to
not
be
durable.
dropped.
Oh, let's be realistic
No
here.
phone is meant to be dropped. Let's come on. Let's be honest right now.
Right, that's
No
what I'm saying.
phone
No
is meant
phone's
to be
meant to be
dropped.
dropped.
Yeah,
you
but
can't blame
accidents
your
happen.
clumsiness on Apple. It's not their fault.
Yeah, but you have insurance through them. They should replace it.
So the moral of the story, Apple will be fine. The iPhone X is going to sell out the wazoo, and the iPhone 8 may not. And
That's
they're
what
gonna,
you're predicting.
They're
You
going to
don't know
regret.
yet.
That is 100% my prediction. 100%. But I have a little bit. I actually like pay attention to that kind of stuff. So I think I'll be right.
Nerd.
I'm 100%. I only say geeks at the beginning of this because I am one of them, so I can say that. Kind of like my mom's from West Virginia, so she can make fun of West Virginians. It's just how it goes.
Geek Squad.
Stop. We'll be right back. You're listening to Front Burner on WRKE 100.3.
Came in like the breeze.
Happy first day of fall, guys, and I am literally #heated. It is so hot outside. And it's supposed to be this way all through next week, too. I cannot stand to sweat. I cannot stand to do athletic activity. And I have a jogging class where we have to run outside. I also give tours on campus. And I'm over this weather. Bring on the cold, bring on fall, bring on winter. I want some snow, and I want to be chattering my teeth.
Global warming.
Not ready to admit that it's real, but...
But, all right. Jillian, what are you #heated
I'm
about?
#heated about flower bouquets that have been delivered today, especially. So this morning I got delivered a flower bouquet, not for me, for somebody else. I was working, and the person neglected to tell me that there were tiger lilies in the flower bouquet. I'm allergic to tiger lilies. My hand touched it on accident when I was picking it up to move it, and my entire hand like broke out. And my boss had to give me ibuprofen and not ibuprofen, Benadryl and everything. It's just like, tell what flowers are in there, because I can't tell what those flowers were, because I couldn't see them. I'm #heated that I'm stupid.
You don't sound very #heated.
I'm
I'm
#heated that I'm stupid.
Same.
New Twitter bio.
Same. I'm #heated that I'm stupid.
Yeah,
All right.
you can admit it.
That's
First step to recovery is acceptance.
That's very true. I am #heated about people that lie for no good reason. Like, hey, have you seen this movie? Oh, yeah, I've seen it. Let me tell you X, Y, and Z about it. You haven't seen it because we try to have a discussion about it. Oh, yeah. Or, people who are like, I'm like, oh, have you heard about the new healthcare bill? Yeah, it sounds really cool. It does? Really?
Yeah.
You think
No,
so?
I haven't heard about the new healthcare.
Because you're a liberal, so I don't think you do like it. Like
I don't follow politics, guys.
like that's obvious. If you're not honest, like you don't have to lie to me about stuff like that. Just be honest about. You've messed me off. I'm #heated about people that distract me during my #heated segments.
Sorry.
We'll be right back on Front Burner. So it is almost time for us to hit the road here on Front Burner. Before we do, we're going to give you guys our last words. Jillian, what are your last words?
I'm sorry.
Your mic was off, so it's actually okay.
I'm
She was trying to introduce the topic, even though I told her that I was going to, and then send it to her. But it's okay because your mic was off, so no one even heard, except for now you can't stop giggling. So now everybody knows that you screwed up. So good job with that. Jillian, what are your last words?
My last words are, hi, Mom and Dad. I'll see you guys tomorrow for like 2 hours, and then I got to go back to work.
Not for me. I'm not that mean. I don't make you work on Parents Weekend.
No, it's my other job.
Yeah.
I have like 4. Oh, and hi to the cheer team. You guys are awesome.
Okay, you're now a cheerleader. You made the team. We
I'm
didn't
so
talk about that.
happy.
Good. All right.
Yeah, I love cheerleading. If I would not know, life would not be good.
Claudia, what are your last words?
I'd like to give a shout out to Jeff and Natalie Stormont, who are in my neck of the woods this weekend to see their son play football tomorrow against Virginia Tech. So go ODU Monarchs. Shout out TJ Stormont. And I'd like to welcome my parents to Roanoke for the weekend, and all of the students and parents out there. Hope you guys enjoy the weekend.
Absolutely. So I heard a rumor that I'm really excited about. So I'm a really big Big Brother fan because it's on all summer and it like it keeps up my whole summer, which is great.
That's a good show.
It is a good show, and they're doing a celebrity version in the winter. That's confirmed. But the rumor is that the Mooch might be one of the celebrities on Celebrity Big Brother. Anthony Scaramucci, the one that was fired in like 2 days from Trump's communications director.
We talked about him 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, we had a whole segment on that. Anyhow, if he is like actually on the show, that would make
for half of that.
my life, obviously, that would make my life just so complete and happy, and I would be watching that all the
I'll
time.
watch that
So
with you.
I really
Learn a
hope
bit about him.
I really hope that the Mooch is on Big Brother because he'll get voted out so quickly and it'll be so funny to watch. All right, we'll be back next Friday, same time, same place, 4 o'clock, right here on WRKE. As my co-hosts have said here, welcome to all the parents that are on campus. We hope you guys have a great family weekend. We'll see you back next Friday. Bye, guys. Hey, thanks for listening to this episode of Front Burner. You can catch brand new episodes every Friday at 4 o'clock on WRKE 100.3 FM Salem, online anywhere at WRKE.org, or on the TuneIn app, just search for WRKE. You can also check back right here at the beginning of every week to hear last Friday's episode.